Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina. Welcome to the Sunday night live stream show, y'all. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. Hopefully everybody's ready for a good time, a great night, and a killer show. Definitely pumped up, looking forward to talking fishing, answering your questions, talking about the weather, and giving you free fishing trips. That's right, $1,500 in free trips every Sunday night right here during our live stream show. Off the Hook with Captain Hubbard. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to tag your friends. Don't forget to give the video a like or thumbs up. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to our pages. It really helps us to reach more people. Really appreciate you all for tuning in and being a part of our Hubbard's Marina family. Want to give a shout out to our friends over at Gator Jim's Tackle. This show is brought to you by our friends over at Gator Jim's Tackle, 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South in St. Pete. If you haven't stopped by to say hello to our friends at Gator Gyms, you are missing out. A killer tackle shop, stuffed to the gills with deals and incredible selections and really good people. So stop by and tell our friends at Gator Gyms Tackle that we sent you, and they got a free gift for the young angler you bring with you. Plus, on top of that, there's just an incredible amount of really unique things that you're missing out on if you haven't stopped by and seen our friends over at Gator Jim's Tackle. Also want to make sure we give a shout out to all of our supporters out there who are watching on Facebook and our supporters group. Keep in mind, every Sunday night we do our supporters after show, and then all week long we give updates, behind the scenes info, more connectivity and communication to our supporters group. It's only $4.99 a month, less than a cup of coffee, and it gets you a month-long membership in that supporters group. Check it out. Josh is going to drop the link in the chat for us, and you don't want to miss out. So hopefully you can become part of the supporters group today, and a big shout out to all of those of you who are already a part of our supporters family. On top of that, want to make sure we give a shout out to all of those sending stars on Facebook. We had Stephen Batchelor with the big 500 stars, Larry White with a big 1,000 stars. Appreciate you, buddy. And then of course on YouTube we had some super chats from the Bucksony, Richard Bedwell, and William Mitrovic as well. William in the lead there tonight. Appreciate the super chats on YouTube and the stars on Facebook, y'all. Thank you so much for the support and the fuel to continue to do more cool things with our live stream shows. Also want to make sure we explain to you how you win free trips. So if you're interested in winning some free fishing trips, again, we give away $1,500 in free trips every Sunday night right here during the show. How do you win those free trips? First, you got to tune in and watch the show. Second, you got to stay tuned in and watch the entire show live, because if you're picked as one of the lucky winners, you've got 5 minutes or less to text us your full home address to the phone number on the screen. So you have to be watching live in order to be able to claim it live and prove you're watching live. So tune in, watch the whole show live, and stay frosty in case you're picked as one of the lucky winners. And then the last and final thing you need to make sure you do is comment at least one time on the Hubbard's Marina YouTube stream. So you go to YouTube, you find the Hubbard's Marina page, you find the live video, you comment once, that enters you for a chance to win. So make sure you go to the Hubbard's Marina YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, find the live video, give it a thumbs up, and give it a comment. The thumbs up and the subscription help a lot us, but you don't necessarily need to do it to win. But definitely make sure you comment, like, subscribe. We really appreciate it. Now that we've explained how to win, how it works, and given a shout out to our friends over at Gator Jim's Tackle, let's get right into the show. We always like to start out by showing you photos of what we've been catching, what's going on now. Then we talk a little bit about the weather. Then we get into your questions and some announcements. So let's first show you guys what we're catching now. Let's start on the inshore side of things and show you guys what's going on a little bit shallower on the inshore side. We are seeing a few of these flounder around. The flounder action has been spotty, but you're catching a few of them on those edges and around those sandy potholes on the flats. Redfishing is just getting better and better as we move into primo redfish time of year. Later September, October, it kind of hits the crescendo with concentrations of redfish prolific around our Bay Area. So get out and take advantage while you can, for sure. And we should only see more and more of them as that water temperature continues to get right. And then we'll see them flush through our passes, which is an exciting time as well. But a lot of redfish moving around those mangrove shorelines, those oyster bars, those grass flats. Red fishing is thick and the action is steady. We are seeing some snook still. The snook are starting to make that transition. They were real heavy on the beaches and in the passes. They're starting to get a little lighter. It's not crazy. We still have plenty of snook on the beaches and in the passes, but it is definitely starting to change. Water temperatures going down. The daylight period, the photo period is shrinking, so those snook know it's time to start moving back into the upper bay areas. Now they are starting to transition, so you're going to find them along the way from the beaches and passes to those back bay and upper bay areas. So start to see a lot of action as those fish start to move across the flats, around those points, those areas they can stage up and get some good eats as they move back into the bay as that water temperature continues to shrink down. Some good trout action has been steady pretty much all summer, which is kind of unique. And now as water temperatures cool down, they should just get bigger and bigger and more prolific. Some monster trout there from our buddy from Salt Strong. The Salt Strong guys have been doing well on the inshore side of things. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the deeper waters and show you guys what we've been catching a little deeper on the nearshore and offshore side of things. One exciting note on the nearshore side of things is the hogfish are starting to get better and better. Today, the 10-hour trip had a number 8 keeper hogfish. We had some lane snapper action, a handful of mangroves. We're not seeing a lot of mangroves, but we're seeing 1 or 2, and the lanes have been pretty steady. And man, the real big news near shore is we're starting to see those hogfish come back. We're seeing them on our private charters. We're seeing 1 or 2 on the 5-hour trips, 10-hour trips, starting to see them, starting to get better and better, starting to get a little shallower. So it's starting to be that time of year where you want to bring a lot of shrimp and light tackle and start hammering those hogfish on the 10-hour trips. As you can see, lane snapper going well. This is from the hub on one of our charter trips. Starting to see the triple tail around a little bit more. Amberjack fishing has been going well offshore, seeing good numbers of amberjack on these 39-hour trips, and excited to try to take advantage of as many as we can while we can. Gag grouper season has ended, but still plenty of good eating fish to catch. We're seeing some nice wahoo, mahi, kingfish, blackfin tuna, plenty of other pelagic species. Red snapper has come to an end, but like I said, still plenty of good eating fish with red grouper, scamp grouper, mangroves, muttons, yellowtails, porgies, vermilions, almacos. There's a lot of fish to go out there and catch, despite red snapper, and gag grouper closing. So good opportunities. Plus the weather is just getting so nice out there. It's not too hot, not too cold, and we're really starting to see a good showing of fish, and not so many people. Loads are light. There's only a handful of folks going out there. The 39-hour trips this week. Tuesday's 39-hour trip has 24 on it. Friday's 39-hour trip has 25. So half full or less, both 39-hour trips this week. So it's a good time to get out there, do some unique styles of fishing, some slow pitch jigging, some flat lining. This is the time when things are lighter, less people are around. Some nice scamp grouper on the slow pitch there from our buddy Tim. Pretty cool stuff. Nothing beats some good eating scamp grouper, that's for sure. All right, let's look here. We had LaShonda Brown with a super chat. Appreciate you, LaShonda. And on Facebook. Oh, I thought I saw something on Facebook. I did not. So let's get back into it. What are we talking about now? Weather. We showed you photos of what we've been catching. Let's talk about the weather. We're on a new moon today. New moon is today. So this week we're going to work our way to the quarter moon this upcoming weekend. Let's pop on over to hubbardsmarina.com, click fishing trips, click weather links, and on our weather links page, we're going to scroll down here to the 5 and 10 hour forecast on the wind finder report. And pretty easily you can tell We've got a nice stretch of beautiful weather this work week. A little bit more moderate today, but it really ended up being pretty nice. Tomorrow is looking really nice too. A lot of cloud cover. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, pretty much virtually flat calm. Saturday it picks up a little bit. And when I say it picks up a little bit, it's like 14 miles an hour. So it is not bad at all. I mean, absolutely real nice weather as we move all the way through the weekend. So exciting times. Weather has definitely shifted for the more positive. Now that gag grouper season is closed, of course, weather gets just absolutely beautiful. So kind of frustrating, but you know, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Here's the offshore report. Same thing. Looks pretty much flat, calm, glass. This week, Wednesday, we have an extreme trip going out. It's got 8 people on it. It's less than 5 miles an hour, less than 1 foot seas. Going to be sunny and gorgeous. Only 82 degrees. That is an extreme trip. That's worth going on right there, man. That is beautiful. Plus, also, we're seeing really light loads on the 10-hour trip, and now that we're seeing the hogfish pick up, man, it should be a good week. Light loads and heavy fishing, if you will. Yeah, Tuesday's 10-hour has 24. Thursday's 10-hour has 15. So crazy opportunities to get out there and go catch them up. Let's look real quick back at the weather links page and popping over to hubbardsmarina.com. Let's hit the ultimate storm forecast page. So there are some tropical things out there to keep an eye on. You've got Gabrielle, and then you've got 2 waves behind Gabrielle. But from what I've been seeing, what it's been looking like, things are looking up for our area as far as tropical chances or tropical concerns. At least that's how it was the first 2 model runs today. So let's see if I get surprised here now that we're doing the show. No, yeah, same thing. That wiggled a little bit more west than I would like, but still the little waves are keeping that trend curving north before they head into the Gulf, which is nice. So here comes the last one. There's a new one that wasn't showing up this morning, but all the big waves that the NOAA thing has on their watch list for right now are all curving north, so that's good. Yeah, let's see what that sucker does. Oh, it just floats around the Gulf for a minute and then gets pulled up by a frontal boundary. Interesting. So that's one to watch, but that's October 6th, so that's really far away. And keep in mind, most of the time, forecasters don't look at this any more than about 5 days out. So it is really anything more than about 5 days is essentially just a guess, but something to keep an eye on. We'll be able to watch that next weekend too before anything comes close, remotely close to our area. So long story short, right now, tropic-wise, we don't have much to worry about, which is positive. Now, we do have something to worry about this week, because hopefully you are going to join us on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. at OCC Roadhouse. We've got our OCC Roadhouse fishing conversation this week, Tuesday night, with Captain Jeff Page. Hopefully you can join us. It's going to be a ton of fun over there at OCC Roadhouse. That is on 49th Street, just south of Ulmerton. They've got incredible food. They've got killer drink specials, and we're going to be giving away free stuff. We've got free Bull Bay rods. We've got a free Ingle cooler. We got Ingle cooler cups. We've got hats. We've got a ton of stuff to give away. Plus, again, incredible food, really good drinks. Captain Jeff Page from Florida Insider Fishing Report talking trout, redfish, and all things inshore. And I'll be there hanging out with you too. So hopefully you can join us again Tuesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. at OCC Roadhouse. Be there. Hopefully we'll see you there. And on top of that, we've got Fishing for Hope coming up. Make sure you mark your calendars. November 22nd from 9 a.m. to noon is Fishing for Hope. We're super pumped about that. All right, let's get into some questions. Remember, if you have questions you want answered live during the show, you got to text it to the phone number at the bottom of the screen. That's how we can answer your questions live. And don't forget, again, reminder, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Don't forget to comment so that way you have a chance to win some free trips. If you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, same thing. Make sure you like and comment on the streams. It helps us to reach more people. So definitely don't forget to do that, please. And subscribe on YouTube. We're really working on YouTube to try to build subscriber base so we can reach more people as well. Ed Kim, appreciate you on Facebook there for the stars, my friend. And definitely appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and do our first giveaway of the night. Let's do our 10-hour all-day trip. 10-hour all-day trip. One lucky winner, 2 guests. 10-hour all-day trip. Lucky winner is, you ready, Josh? 1, 2, 3. Lucky winner is Wes Brouch from Cincinnati. Congratulations, Wes. You've got 5 minutes or less to text us your full home address to claim that free trip. Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. We still got a 5-hour to give away and a 39-hour, so stay tuned. And don't forget, if you have a question you want answered live during the show, text it to the phone number on the screen, 727-393-1947. Text us your questions, because remember, we're streaming live to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Trovo, Twitch, a bunch of different platforms, a bunch of different pages, so we don't always see your comments. So if you want a comment answered, question answered, you got to text it to us to that phone number on the screen. All right, let's see. We got a phone call. Nice, Capt Mike called. It's been so long, we miss him. What's going on, Capt Mike?
How are you, my brother?
Good, buddy. Thought you forgot about us.
No, never. Never. And even if I do, my alarm on my phone reminds me.
Nice. Yeah, thank goodness for technology. See, that's why people don't use paper calendars anymore, bud. There's this fancy thing that travels in your pocket, has a calendar on it. It's really, really convenient. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I hear you. I get it. Someday.
One of these days. How's fishing
Maybe.
going?
Actually, not too bad. Could be a little bit better. We had a ton of water this week. Those big tides are tough. Boy, you got to really, really time it if you're chasing those redfish. Or fish those areas where, you can either get under the mangroves pretty easy, some of your deeper troughs that line some of those mangrove shorelines, or, fish some oyster bars out in the open where the fish kind of float up on top of the oyster bars a little bit. You can set that hook and then keep that rod tip high. We had some areas that were holding a lot of redfish with a lot of trees, and once they hit the trees, boy, that party was over. So you just had to time it a little bit, but it wasn't bad. Trout bite was decent. There's a lot of mackerel around. Snook bite's a little slow. We're catching a few here and there, but all in all, things are good. So water temp continues to come down. So, as we roll through this transition period, things should just get better every week, I would assume.
Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. I was thinking about it today. It's getting cooler so much earlier this year. And, man, we're kind of getting a little bit of a barrage of fronts. None of them have been strong yet, but if this tempo keeps up, it's going to be a cold winter.
Well, and that's good and bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say it's a good thing to get that winter. Kills off a lot of that algae. The water cleans up a little bit. So I'm not against it. Obviously, we don't want it to be too cold.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want it to be cold for too long. But, some of that season, I think, is a good thing for us. We had a little bit of cold weather last winter, and, the spring bite was good. So hopefully, it'll fall in that same scenario.
Yeah, it should be interesting, to say the least. We're already seeing some of that transition with the sheep's head showing up and the redfish concentrations. It'll be interesting to see how these. I'm hoping we get the mackerel push, man. We've really.
I know
missed,
it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
it'll
missed
be
the
nice.
acres of mackerel, and then the kingfish skyrocketing, and I'm hoping we get a real big push.
Well, and it's, you guys got those big boats, so it doesn't hurt you quite as bad as the bay boat guys like me. But, I hope we get that big push, and then we get some days where we can get out there and get on them.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're getting reports that, they're harried over on the hard bottom out there, but if the wind blows out of the wrong direction and it blows 10 to 15, it's a little tricky to get people out there. You got to have the right customers for it. So,
makes it challenging.
We'll see how all that goes. Yeah, it can be challenging, but, again, I was wondering, as you said, man, it's cooling down. It's getting so cool out, and I think, is it really that much cooler than normal, or is it just that the summer was so hot?
I don't know, man. I think it's a lot cooler than normal because, it's not even October yet. It's by mid-September, it was cool in the morning consistently. It's kind of odd.
That'll change. That could change, though.
Yeah, it could.
You know how it gets. Every
know.
now and then you get a couple of those early cool fronts and you get a tease, and then the next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving.
Back to 98.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees out at Thanksgiving, so it's hard to tell. It's just
you don't know. You don't know how.
Weather,
Yeah, she can be fickle.
No, there's no doubt. But I'm looking forward to it. I got people tomorrow, and so we're hoping that we can get a pretty good bite going. Got low water first thing in the morning there at St. Pete, and then incoming all morning. So, it should be an ideal setup. I know some fish are moving around on this moon, but I'm looking forward to getting out there, chasing them around a little bit in the morning. Hopefully we can catch bait. I know the bait's been moving around a bunch here the last 2 days, so hopefully we can catch bait first thing in the morning, nice and healthy, fill those live wells, and go chase them down somewhere.
Let's go do it, man. Hopefully you guys have a great trip.
I hope we do. We'll see. We got a bunch of guys from golf.com.
That'll be
fun. We'll see what happens. See if we can impress the golfers tomorrow.
Yeah, fishing and golf, it's funny. I always find that people either golf or they fish. It's rare that you find golfers that are very avid fishermen or fishermen that are very avid golfers. It's kind of like a Venn diagram. They don't mesh very much.
I don't know. I've got quite a few friends that do both, but I think they do golf more than they fish.
Yeah.
So,
I don't feel like it's not like avid fisherman, avid golfer combos, right? It's either they're an avid golfer that fish a little bit, or there's a fisherman, avid fisherman that might golf a little bit. It's rare that you have that full crossover.
I'd rather you beat me with a shovel than
I'm right there with you.
Make me play a round of golf. Yeah.
There with you, man.
Shovel to the head or golf? No, shovel to the head thing.
100%. Yeah, I am not very gifted when it comes to golf. I don't have the patience for it by any means.
I get it. All right. Well, hopefully you guys have a good week as well. Hopefully this weather holds out and we can get out there and catch some fish, buddy.
Amen to that. Here's to hoping some beautiful weather is afoot. That's what we definitely need.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
We've had enough of a bad run of weather with gag grouper season being totally breezed out on us. So now we deserve a little bit of relax and nice moderate weather.
Yes, sir. Here's to hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Here's to hoping, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks, Mike. We appreciate you.
All good, brother. Have a great week. Talk soon.
See you later.
See you, buddy.
Bye. Always good to hear from Capt Mike. Definitely looking forward to some nice weather, as he said. And hopefully we can keep that trend up. And hopefully the bite continues to be as good as it's been. 39-hour just absolutely stomping on those amberjack is pretty cool. And still seeing some really nice red grouper in the mix. We got triggerfish, scamp, vermilions. It's amazing. It's really cool. So amberjack, the first question of the night, someone asked, is amberjack going to be open for October 3rd, 44-hour? They should be. Technically, amberjack is open September and October. They were not supposed to open at all, but they've been open, and they seemingly are going to stay open, it seems like. So I would imagine that amberjack are probably going to be open October 3rd. So your guess is as good as mine. But I can say I would suggest get out there and take advantage of them while you can, because we don't know what's going to happen. You know what's funny is people will come to me about things, and they'll just today I had a guy who's like, I thought that we were going to be able to catch gag grouper on this trip, even though we came back after gag grouper season left. It's like, man, we do all these videos and spend every Sunday night talking about these things, and how many times did we cover? The season has to be, the trip has to leave and return when season is open in order to keep those fish. And it seems kind of straightforward to me. If you're coming back to the dock and the season is closed, it seems kind of straightforward to me that you wouldn't be able to have that fish, right? I don't know. It's kind of odd. But I don't know. On that note, red snapper next year. We've mentioned it a couple times. I want to keep emphasizing it. So when we get to next year and someone's like, I didn't know that, you didn't tell me that, I can lose my mind over that too. Next year, red snapper season is not going to start June 1st. So 2026, red snapper season will start the Friday before Memorial Day. Friday before Memorial Day. So 2026 is the first year in like more than a decade that red snapper will not open June 1st for our federal for-hire fleet. So keep that in mind. How's the 12-hour night snapper trips going? We've been doing pretty good. The last one, let's see. I will pull up the exact fishing report from Captain Sebastian that was out there running that night snapper trip. They did pretty good. Lance Hall and his family was out there. I saw some photos in our supporters group. They crushed them pretty darn well as well. So they got about 150 mangroves, some really nice big ones, some good stringers of fish, some good mixes in there. So 12-hour night trip. A lot of times this time of year, water starts to cool off. We don't see quite the quantity of mangroves, but we'll see some better quality. And we start to see some of those other species mixed in there really heavily too. So hopefully next one holds true as well. Plus, loads get a little lighter too. Everything. Lighter loads on pretty much everything right now. So it's a good opportunity to get out there and take advantage of it for sure. All right, next question. What do we got? Making memories that'll last a lifetime. Always a great experience. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Glad you and your family could join us on that 39-hour. Always a good time. What would you be targeting the last week of November on the 39-hour trip? So right now, until the end of the year, it pretty much stays the same. We're targeting on the 39-hour trip while they're still open, because they might close at any time, amberjack. But then once amberjack closes, we're targeting those red grouper, scamp grouper, mangrove snapper, yellowtail snapper, muttons, vermilions, porgies, almacos. There's a litany of different species that we're going to be really hammering on while we have the flexibility to do so. Plus light loads too, which you can't beat that. Are there plans still to clear out the sand at the marina? Yes. Funding was provided September of 2022. Permit was finally applied for in July of 2024. Permit finally just got solidified and accepted. So the permit was issued week before last, and now we are waiting for hopefully the sand removal process to move forward once the city manager situation gets leveled out in Madeira Beach. So a little bit of a challenge there. What is the best water temperatures for the best chew? What? So water temperature for the best chew. Keep in mind, sea surface temperature is what everybody talks about. When you're fishing offshore, there is a temperature gradient. There's bathymetry, or not bathymetry, what do they call them? Blanket on the word. But essentially you can have a thermocline. So at the sea surface, you could have a temperature of 80 degrees. And then at the bottom, it could be 60 degrees. Or at the surface, it could be 80 degrees. And at the bottom, it could be 90 degrees. So there's a big change. So again, like moon phase, don't get too hung up on sea surface temperatures or water temps, because they fluctuate, they can overturn, and on top of that, it can move around a lot. And you don't know what it's going to be when you get offshore, right? So it's a part of just getting out there and trying it and seeing what you're successful with and successful at. Now, one thing that I will say is this time of year is exciting because people ask, what's the best time of year to go fishing? My favorite time of year are these transitional periods. In the spring, you go from those cooler weather patterns to the warmer weather patterns, and these fish start to their patterns start to overlap, and you have the opportunity to catch some of those cooler water fish and those warmer water fish and those overlaps, right? That same thing happens this time of year in the fall. In Florida, we don't really have seasons, but we get warmer water patterns starting to overlap with cooler water patterns this time of year. And spring and fall are probably the two of my favorites because of that overlap, because of that transition. But in spring, it's busy. Spring break. So spring break makes it a little bit challenging. Whereas fall, there's no one around. I mean, I don't know how many times I've said tonight, light loads, not a lot of people around. So that means you've got more room on the boat. You've got more one-on-one time with the captain and crew. You've got more elbow room. There's not as much parking issue. There's not as much traffic on the road. It's just so nice. And it's been a long, hot summer dealing with that red snapper chaos. And now it's over. We can all take a deep breath. We're all laid back and chill. It's a good time. Dolores Beers, appreciate that big old super chat on YouTube. Thank you very much for the support. So to answer the question, what is the best water temperature for the best chew? Any time of year is a good time to go fishing. But I would say this transitional period is pretty fun because you start to see that overlap. Richard Harcourt, appreciate those stars on Facebook, brother. Thank you for the support. Taking my 12-year-old son on his first 39-hour trip in late November. Do you think 2 5-pound boxes of goggle eyes, 1 5-pound box of mackerel, and 4 dozen live pinfish is good? Yeah, I mean, technically you don't need any specialty frozen bait, but it does help when you're targeting things like, for example, at the end of November, we'd be going after those red grouper, and red grouper like some of those bigger cut baits. So the goggle eyes or Boston mackerel or even bonita might be a really, really, really good option. Oh, fun. We have someone being silly in the comments. Hubbard's is the worst on the coast. They only catch fish on the 39-hour trip. And they lie about beer sales on the boat. So I've seen this comment before. I think it was from the same gentleman. The claim was we lie about beer on the boats. We don't. So we have an alcohol license on the boat, and we got that alcohol license on the boat back in like the 60s, because remember, we've been around since the 1920s. So when we got that alcohol license on the boat, it wasn't a problem. But somewhere along the lines, I believe in the 80s, probably the 90s, they made it a rule that you couldn't bring alcohol where there was an alcohol license, because the state wants tax money. So they want to try to make sure that if there's an alcohol license at this location, you can't bring alcohol. So we're not lying. It's a law, and we've already gotten fined because on a private charter one time, we allowed people to bring alcohol on the boat where there was an alcohol license, and we got fined by it's the Department of Professional Business Regulation, DPBR. And one time we got fined for allowing someone to bring non-alcoholic beer on the boat. I figured non-alcoholic beer, you can bring that. Technically, that's considered still alcohol under the alcohol license. We got fined for that as well. So yeah, unfortunately, we are not lying. And unfortunately, we are a type of business that's family-oriented, family-operated, and we're there to go fishing. So if you really want to bring a cooler of beer while out fishing with us, I would love to have you, but unfortunately, we can't have that cooler of beer on the boat because of alcohol licenses and laws that are outside of our control. So we're not lying about it, but I hear you. And then the other part of it was he was saying that we only catch fish on the 39-hour trip. So this is something I struggle with. People see our social media, see our videos on YouTube, see our cool stories and these big fish from the 12-hour stream, from the 39-hour trip, and then they book a 5-hour and they go out there and catch white grunts, and they get frustrated and upset. So I try really hard on our website to show white grunts when you book the 5-hour. And in the video, we even show you what we're going to catch, white grunts. And before the trip, we do a seminar where we tell you we're going to catch white grunts, or gray snapper, as we affectionately call them. And the whole time, we're showing you, telling you, we're going to catch white grunts. But still, we have people frustrated. The other day, I had someone who was like, well, I thought I was going deep sea fishing. And I was like, well, deep sea fishing is relative, right? A 5-hour trip is deep sea fishing if you're from Ohio and have never been to the Gulf Coast before, right? So it's a challenge that we struggle with, because obviously we're not going to be posting photos of people holding up a bunch of white grunts on our social media, right? That just unfortunately wouldn't be a good way to get a lot of followers. We're going to show photos of big fish. So frustrating. But yeah, if you book the family-friendly, fun for the whole family kids trip with the 5-hour, you're not going to get very big fish. You're not wrong. We don't catch big fish. He said we only catch fish on our 39-hour trip. We only catch big fish on our specialty trips. You're right. I mean, we don't ever say that we're going to catch trophy fish on our 5-hour. We work really hard to make sure that we are upfront, honest, and transparent. So always frustrating when we have upset people. And I try to learn my lesson, but I don't know what lesson to learn from that, because we're already super transparent about all of those things. But thanks for commenting. Appreciate your visit. All right, next see. What else we got? Taking my 12-year-old son on the 39-hour trip on Black Friday. Oh, we already talked about this one. Already did this one.
You cut it off halfway.
I did? Mm-hmm. 4 dozen live pinfish. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you could probably cut that back a little bit. That seems like a lot. Seems like overkill. But one of those things, it's better to have it, not need it. So I know what I think when people are like, yeah, I brought this, and I brought that, and I brought this, and I brought that, and I packed this, and I've got this suitcase. I'm like, whoa, bro. Because for me, I have to remember and temper myself, because to me, it's like, hey, we get to do this all the time, right? So I understand people are traveling in from out of town. Maybe they took a day off of work. They've been saving up for a few months or maybe a year to do this fishing trip. It's a fishing trip of a lifetime, so they want to have everything. And I get that. But also from a perspective of like realistic, do you need 15 pounds of frozen bait for a trip that we already provide frozen bait on? I mean, you don't need it. Could you want it? Potentially. If they're biting goggle eyes and you drop down goggle eyes and you catch a big red grouper and then you run out of goggle eyes, I don't want to be the guy who told you not to bring the second box. So I'm just curious, when looking at recommended bait, is there a reason the 39-hour trip that you recommend 3 to 5 dozen pinfish per angler? Because it depends on the time of year. So, for example, back in my day, it depends on the fishing regulations, right? There's been times like the first 2 weeks of September this year where everything is open. Amberjack, red snapper, gag grouper, all these different species. So having more pinfish would have made more sense during that time. Whereas like come forward to November, December this year, amberjacks closed, gags are closed, red snappers closed. So really the fish that might be taking some pinfish would be like a big mangrove likes a small to medium pinfish, or red grouper like a pinfish at times too. So maybe closer to 2-3 dozen a person at that time of year. Whereas during red snapper season, more like 3-4 dozen a person. During red snapper, gags, and amberjack, maybe 5 dozen a person, right? So it kind of depends on what the regulations are. And much like I just said, would 1 dozen pinfish work? Sure. Would 0 dozen pinfish work? Sure. You could still catch plenty of fish without pinfish. But I don't want to be the guy to tell you not to bring pinfish. You get out there on the trip and all of a sudden everybody's catching them on pinfish and you don't have them. It's going to be frustrating. So again, better to have them and not need them. But don't go super overboard. Do you give fishing lessons? I think we are right now giving fishing lessons. But we also have the fishing tips and tricks page, if you haven't checked that out. It's pretty cool. If you go onto our website, right to hubbardsmarina.com, hit fishing trips, and then go down to fishing video links, and then fishing tips and tricks page. We've got a litany of different cool videos to teach you how to tie knots, how to rig rigs, how to hook baits, how to brine baits, how to vent fish, how to cook fish, how to prepare your seafood, how to pick a rod and reel. Lots of really cool tips and tricks videos on that website page. So if you haven't checked that out, it's a great fishing lessons. Oh, let me stop you, Josh. Also, on the trend of fishing lessons, if you go to fishing trips, fishing video links, you can hit Bass Pro Shops fishing seminar page, and all our past seminars are all here. So they're all from our YouTube channel. You can find them on our YouTube channel, or you can find them on our website. There is just a whole ton, hours and hours of videos there in which we are doing fishing lessons. Plus, you can always go to our YouTube channel and watch past live stream shows, because every Sunday night we spend an hour here talking about fishing, answering your questions. So it's kind of like a fishing lesson, I would guess.
You can also go to our YouTube channel and view all of our videos.
Yeah, we have a ton of videos, a metric load of fishing videos. I think we have like almost 3,000 now. It's crazy. How many videos do we have? Yeah, 2.6, so 2,600 videos on our YouTube channel. That's nuts. All right, back to our question. What rods and reels do you provide with the 39-hour trip? Is it a conventional or spinning rod and reel? So we provide conventional rods and reels, specifically Bass Pro Shops Offshore Angler Seafire reels. So they work really, really well. The Seafire line is really solid, and the price is unbeatable. You can't beat it with the drag power it has, with the smoothness of the reel, and for the price. The Seafire lineup is bad to the bone. They also have the Ocean Master lineup, which is another level up. If you want to check them out at Bass Pro Shops, the Offshore Angler, the Seafire, the Ocean Master, all the different saltwater lines that Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's have rolled out. We've actually been a big part of product testing and beta testing, and man, we can't say enough nice things. And we've been using their Seafire reels as rental reels for a really long time, and they really hold up to a ton of abuse. So really good quality stuff. But we rent conventional reels, because spinning reels, especially for offshore deep water fishing, especially for vertical bottom fishing, spinning reels are not the best option, because they have high gear ratios. Higher the gear ratio, the lower the power. So you want a medium to low gear ratio in order to have the torque, in order to get that fish up off the bottom. Plus, a conventional reel, you're using your whole body to fight the fish, whereas with the spinning rod and reel, you're using one bicep and maybe a little front delt. So it's just, from a physics standpoint, you cannot fight a fish as effectively straight up and down fishing on the bottom with a spinning rod and reel as you could much more effectively, efficiently with a conventional rod and reel. Just from a physics standpoint, the old lever, it is much better with a conventional setup. So that's why we rank conventionals for sure. All right, let's see what else we got. What other questions do we have? Is there any change coming for scamp grouper regulations? Yes, 100%. In 2026 scamp grouper season, we've been talking about for a couple months now. It's going to be it's going to be July 1st through the end of the year for scamp grouper in 2026. And then 2027 and beyond, scamp grouper season is going to get much shorter, unfortunately. Let's see. What else we got? Do your mates clean the fish for us? What's the cost for that? The fish cleaning services are offered at the end of a trip, and we do offer to clean your fish for you. It's 25 cents a pound to have your fish filleted, or it's 3 fish for $1 on the small fish, keep in mind. But Really, really good value, and you can't shake a stick at that, being able to get all those fish cleaned up and take them home. Plus, the restaurant next door offers to cook your catch, the Friendly Fisherman Seafood Restaurant, which is incredible waterfront views and really good food. Speaking of, let's do another giveaway. Let's do our 5-hour half-day trip. For one lucky winner, 2 guests, 5-hour half-day trip is brought to you by our friends over at Bass Pro Shops. We talked already about the Seafire lineup that we use and abuse daily. Really, really great reels. Check out Bass Pro Shops. We also use their vacuum sealer over at Don's Dock. We use their fluorocarbon, their hooks. They have an incredible line of products at Bass Pro and Cabela's for deep water offshore fishing. It's not just bass stuff over there. They do it all. So check them out. And thank you, Bass Pro Shops, for being one of our partners. So 5-hour half-day trip. Lucky winner is 1, 2, 3. Butch. Nope. He works for us. Hang on.
No, you can just go right now.
Wait. Oh, you can hit another button? All right. 1, 2, 3. Picking another winner. Butch can't win the 5-hour. Robbie Crompton from New Jersey. Congratulations, Robbie. You got a 5-hour half day for 2 guests. You got 5 minutes or less to text us your full home address to claim your free trip. That's funny. That's the first time a staff member has won.
We won.
Who?
We won.
Oh, yeah, I've won. Yeah. Hubbard's Marina has won. All right, so let's see. We got some more time. We got about 10 minutes left. Let's see if we can rock through some more of these questions. Is it better to fish with light tackle for hogfish? 100%. Back to our fishing tips and tricks page, we have a very in-depth, like 25-minute video with Captain Frank diving deep into how to catch hogfish. But we really focus on lighter tackle for the hogfish. Generally a 3,000 to 4,000 series spinning reel. Generally around 30-pound braid is a good idea. And then probably at least 30-pound fluorocarbon. Sometimes people get away with 20, but that's pushing it close. 40 is a little getting on the heavy side of things. 30 seems to be a good place to be. 30-pound test. And a long top shot. You want about 10, 15 feet. And then you want to do about a 3 to 4-aught hook and about a 1 to 2 ounce egg sinker. You want to rig that like a knocker rig. Some people like to put 3 to 5 of those red beads in between the hook and the lead, but throwing a live shrimp on that setup is a good way to go for sure. What would you compare the taste of amberjack with? Man, people ask me that kind of stuff. For me, I'm a big boy, and I try food. I'm like, oh, that's really good. I'm not like creative. That creative part of me. When it comes to like advertising and marketing, I get a little creative, but like food-wise, artistic-wise, that's not me. So people ask me to like, oh, what does that taste like? I don't know. It's good. It tastes like food. Amberjack, though, has a little bit of a thicker consistency, I would say. It's a bigger, meatier fish, a little bit bigger chunks to it. It's not super strong. It's more mild. It's kind of unique. It's very jack. The jack family is very similar. A little bit more of a firmer meat. Really good eating. If you get fresh amberjack, you cut the bloodline out. It's good fried, grilled, any way you prepare it, really. And then if you're going to hold on to it for a while, smoke it. Leave the skin on, take it to the smoker, whether you're smoking it yourself or I take mine to Nachman's Native Seafood and have them Nachman's Native Seafood and have them smoke it, or Ted Peters, and then once it's smoked, making some good fish bread with it is the way to go. Does chumming have and as far as cobia, go to the Friendly Fisherman. They got a cobia special this month. They do a cobia taco, $15.99 with a mango chutney. I don't know what a chutney is, but it's good. It's real good. And they also have a cobia special with like a big portion of cobia and 2 sides. And that one's $21.99. Plus, they got bacon wrapped scallops. They got tons of other really, really good dishes going on right now. But that's this month's special is cobia. And cobia is really good eating. I really enjoy cobia. A little bit more firm, a little bit better texture than an amberjack, though. And I would say a little bit sweeter than amberjack, too. It's pretty good. Does chumming have a significant impact on attracting fish when offshore bottom fishing? Yes and no. Because chumming a lot of times can mess you up if you're bottom fishing. For example, if you're fishing 115 or 120 foot of water or more, if you're chumming up here on the surface, that little piece of chum starts going down to the bottom and it's caught by the current. And it starts to get caught by the current. And a lot of times, by the time your chum has hit the bottom, you are 50, 60, 100 yards from the boat. And now your leads are underneath the boat and all your chum is hitting the bottom 20, 30, 40, 50 yards from your lead. So you're actually pulling the fish that were going to look at your bait, that were sitting on that spot, away to your chum. So chumming is more used if you're targeting species that are up in the water column. So if you're targeting pelagic species like a kingfish, a wahoo, a sailfish, a mahi-mahi, if you want to bring in some pelagic species, a little bit of light chumming on the surface while you're bottom fishing makes sense. But heavy chumming on the surface while bottom fishing to try to get bottom fishing better makes no sense. It's literally shooting yourself in the foot. So what we do on our party boats is we don't really chum too much, but we have 20, 30 people around the boat and everybody's dropping a bait. You got 20, 30 baits going in the water, you don't need to chum. It creates a chum slick for us. Now, if you're fishing in like the Keys and you want to say catch a yellowtail, they pull up on those reefs in 20, 30, 40 foot of water and they start chumming. And those fish come up to the surface. You could do the same thing here with amberjack, yellowtails, mangroves, red snapper, for example, such a stupid fish. You can bring some of those species up from the bottom and then you chum them up, and then once you get them real excited and worked up, then you start fishing for them on the surface. So yes, it can help you if done right. The other thing is hogfish. They make some things like aquatic nutrition sport fishing chums have a product called Super Shrimps. It's a fast dropping pellet that breaks apart on the bottom and gets that shrimp smell going in the water. So there's some specialty products that make it happen, like Chum Drop, again by Aquatic Nutrition. They work pretty well. So there are chums that are specifically designed to work for bottom fishing offshore, but for the most part we don't chum because, again, if you chum on the surface, it's not going to hit the bottom. Remember, you don't put the boat on the spot. You put the boat up current from the spot, so that way your lead and bait is hitting the spot. And then if you're up current and you start to drop chum off the back of the boat, by the time it hits the bottom, it's way, way down current past your lead. So got to make sure you're thinking like a fish. In the winter months, does the 39 and 44-hour trip still push out as far as they do in the summer, or do they fish a little closer? It depends on what we're targeting and where the bite is and the time of year and multiple different variables. But for the most part, I would say in the wintertime we're fishing a little shallower because wintertime we have cooler water, then fish come in a little bit shallower. Summertime we're fishing a little bit deeper on average because red snapper season is open. And as red snapper season stays open, those fish get a lot of pressure and they push out into deeper water. So a lot of times we're chasing those red snapper into deeper water. Sometimes we're fishing 240, 250 foot of water, 260 foot of water in the summer for red snapper. In the winter, we wouldn't be fishing out that deep because we don't have to. The red grouper, the mangroves, the yellowtails, we catch them really well inside of that. So there's no reason to go out there to that deeper water. And really, we catch them better inside of that. I want to take my dad shore fishing near Johns Pass and wondering where I should fish and if you have any tips regarding tackle or strategy. I would say shore fishing around Johns Pass coming early, trying to target snook right before and around sunrise. Right after sunrise, walking the beach, sight fishing for some of those snook would be cool. Or during the heat of the day, I'd be fishing around the south side of Johns Pass Bridge along those rocks for the mangroves in Sheepshead. Probably be your best bet, in my opinion. All right, what else we?
Video with Scott Sador.
Yeah, the Scott Sador video, June 1st live show. You can go back and watch it on YouTube. We talked a lot about beach snook fishing. Lots of tips and tricks there. That was June 1st, 2025, live show. You can watch it back on YouTube when you get a chance. On your 39-hour trip, I need to use a CPAP machine. So, yes, you can sleep with the CPAP on the 39-hour. You got to be in the top back right or in the bottom towards the front. Just bring a splitter and an extension cord. Let's see what else we got. That's it. We covered all the questions. Oh, look at the timing, too. Nailed it. Want to make sure we remind you guys, I've talked about it in the past, the Guide Checker website is up and running now. So if you know a fishing guide, we are launching this website to try to help fishing guides find more guests. So if you're going to fish with someone who's not Hubbard's Marina, let's say you're going to a different part of Florida, maybe you're going to a different state, use this website, guidechecker.com. We are launching this. I'm a partner in this business, and I'm super pumped about it. We launched tonight. It is invite only for guides and for guests. Anybody can use it. Obviously, it's more client facing, so that way it helps clients find charter captains. For charter captains, it's invite only, but right now it's open to everybody, but you are vetted. So there is a vetting process that occurs, and then once we're up and running, it will be invite only. But to get rolling, it's open to everybody, but you have to pass the vetting background procedures because it's not something that's going to be open to everybody. We want to make sure we have good quality guides in there, so that way if you book a guide listed on that website, you have confidence that they've been vetted by the industry. So it's pretty cool stuff. Guide Checker. If you know a fishing guide, if you are a fishing guide, if you know a fishing guide, send them that info, guidechecker.com. Pretty cool. For every $1 that is spent by a guide to join the website, 40% of it goes back to advertise them. So it's like a crowdfunding thing. So we're trying to upset the industry right now. There's so many websites out there like Fishing Booker that really just take 30% of the guide's income in order to book trips for them. This is not a booking site, and the whole thing is designed around getting guides as many trips as possible for the same amount of money. So it doesn't matter if you book one trip or 100 trips, it's the same amount of money. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited, and hopefully it helps the industry. That's what it's all about, helping the industry and then helping people like you. When you go to a different place, you'll be able to book someone who's on that website and feel confident that you're going to be safe and hopefully catch some fish. At least you'll have the best chance for it because you'll be with a good guide. So also, don't forget Tuesday nights, September 23rd, this Tuesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to be at OCC Roadhouse. Hopefully we'll see you there, myself and Captain Jeff Page from Florida Insider Fishing Report. It is going to be a ton of fun, and we got lots of stuff to give away, so hopefully we'll see you Tuesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. And then hopefully we'll see you next week, Sunday, for another live stream show. Remember, every Sunday night right here, 7:30 p.m., we have the live stream show. And now that we're slowing down, hopefully we'll be able to get some more people back in here too and start to have some guests rolling through here. With that, I think that's all I got. Josh, what time is it? 45? Yep. Supporters after show is going to be 8:45, y'all. So hopefully you can join us for the supporters after show. If you're not in the supporters group yet, join us. It's only $4.99 a month. You get access to the private group, the private after show, and lots of behind the scenes communication through the week. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. Appreciate you all being a part of our Hubbard's Marina family. Let's see who won our 39-hour giveaway, brought to you by our friends over at the Friendly Fisherman Seafood Restaurant. Remember, the Friendly Fisherman Seafood Restaurant is now owned and ran by the Hubbard's family. It's a lot of really good dishes, a lot of really good people, waterfront dining right next door to Hubbard's Marina. Keep in mind as well that you get free opportunities for crazy good parking. They are doing the economy lots in the city area, and then the parking garage, they're putting up economy parking signs, because remember, it's only $4 an hour if you park in a city lot or in the garage. Don't be fooled by those private lots right there. They can get a little aggressive, charging $10, $15, $20 an hour. So make sure you're parked in the city lot, or make sure you're parked in the parking garage. It's only $4 an hour. It's a great opportunity to come down and visit John's Pass. And remember, if you're on a trip with us at Hubbard's, it's $7 all-day parking for 24 hours. So you can book a dolphin cruise, go eat lunch or dinner at the Friendly Fisherman. It's a great way to spend the day. We talked about their specials, the cobia specials they're running right now. They've also got bacon wrapped scallops. They've got some incredible fish spread. They got some dynamite shrimp that'll knock your socks off. Really, really good stuff over there. Plus, they got the waterfront bar. They got the locals club. They give locals, if you show your ID, you live locally, get 10% off as well. So really awesome stuff over at the Friendly Fisherman. If you haven't been there in a while, it's worth coming to check it out, because a lot of stuff has changed. The menu has changed a lot. We've really worked hard to refresh it over at the Friendly Fisherman. So stop by, give us a visit today. Check out the Captain's Platter. That's my favorite. Come eat a Captain's Platter with me. It's broiled, blackened, regular fried, or Cajun fried. It's grouper, scallops, and shrimp, some dirty rice, some vegetables on the side. You can't beat it. Hopefully we'll see you there. Thank you, Friendly Fisherman, for bringing us the 39-hour giveaway. Let's see who won the 39-hour trip for one lucky winner, one guest, 39-hour trip. Then we'll see everybody for the Supporters After Show at 8:45. And we'll see everybody next week for another episode of the live stream show every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. And we'll see you Tuesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. at OCC Roadhouse. Lucky winner of the 39-hour trip, brought to you by the Friendly Fisherman. 3, 2, 1... Miss Taylor. Congratulations, Miss Taylor. You got 5 minutes or less to text us your full home address. Appreciate you all for tuning in and hanging out. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you all for making it happen for us and being a part of our Hubbard's Marina family. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Y'all have a good night. We're out.